The challenges of dreaming and playing small are twofold. Number one, small goals don't mobilize committed effort. Uninspiring, unwilling to fully motivate and mobilize, less likely to fill us with a greater sense of meaning. Simply put, small goals are unlikely to mobilize the inspired, motivated, and committed effort you need to achieve something great. And that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. First, you dream small because you feel anything bigger is out of reach. These small goals then lead to less motivation, less inspiration, and less committed action, resulting in you only achieving certain levels, certain small things instead of bigger things, and reinforcing it to yourself that only that is possible. If I had aimed any higher, I would not have achieved it, you might even reason, you might think to yourself. Except you're failing to account that it is your small goal that mobilized the little effort you needed to achieve this small goal. And had you had a bigger goal, you would have been more inspired, more motivated, more resourceful, more committed, more creative to thinking greater, doing more, and being willing to do whatever it takes to achieve the greater goal. As Italian sculptor, painter, architect, an icon of the Renaissance age, Michelangelo put it, the greater danger for most of us lies not in setting our aim too high and falling short, but in setting our aim too low and achieving our mark. The reality is you can do more. You really can. We all can. Much more, in fact. However, you won't know this until you set ambitions that truly mobilize your full dedication and effort. As the American Psychological Association found, people who set goals that are both specific, clarity, and challenging, height, were 90% more likely to achieve what they set out for. And according to the data, in almost all examples, those who set goals that stretched them performed better than those who set easy goals or do your best goals or no goals at all. Small goals mobilize small actions. Big, challenging, and engaging goals that stretch us compel us to do and become more. For example, I just want to make a little more money each week. I just want to stress a little less. Or worst of all, I just want to make it through the week. Are not only lacking specificity, but are the type of ambitions which will not lead you to motivation, inspiration, engagement, and full emotional buy-in. So you want to replace, I want to stress a little less, or I want to get through the week with, I want to create a magnificent existence in which I wake up overjoyed most, if not all of the time. Constantly gain greater happiness and fulfillment from what I do and become an incredibly joyous person as a whole. That's the type of height of ambition that when you read, when you listen to, is likely to naturally put a smile on your face and inspire you to put in the work, bettering yourself and creating the life you want. That's the big ambition you're aiming for. You can then set stepping stone goals which are more measurable to get you there, but you start with the end in mind. You start with something that's going to mobilize you to grow, inspire you to improve and better yourself. That's a job only big, inspiring, challenging, yet exciting goals can do. Small goals, based on the past, can't do that. Or as Daniel Burnham poetically put it, make no little plans. They have no magic to stir men's blood, and probably themselves will not be realized. Make big plans. Aim high in hope and work, remembering that a noble, logical diagram, once recorded, will never die, but long after we are gone, be a living thing asserting itself with ever-growing insistency. Small goals lead to small thinking and uninspired action. I really want you to get that here. However, change the ambition and you better mobilize yourself and those around you to create something magnificent. Reason number 2. Small goals can lead to regret. Ask people who are approaching the end of their lives to talk about their experience of this beautiful adventure of life, and you'll quickly see the pattern. Their sentences will often start with, I wish I did this, I wish I did that, I wish I had the courage to go after this. They don't often regret the things they failed at. Those feelings don't stick around as strongly, but the things they knew they could have done but never did. That's what we human beings regret the most. Not the possibilities we pursued and failed at, but those we were too scared to pursue in the first place. These people, coming to the end of their life, experiencing regret, talk about the possibilities and opportunities they never seized, the places they never visited but wanted to, the things they didn't do, the courageous actions they didn't take, the relationships they never fully committed to, the people they didn't treat better, how they didn't do what they knew they could have done with their health and fitness, how they didn't dream bigger and do more things on their bucket list, for example. They don't dream that they did less, but that they did more in life, that they dreamed bigger, did more, and lived more fully, instead of being scared or put off what's important for later. You may have heard the phrase, you regret the things you don't do more than the things you do. This saying is attributed to Mark Twain. The full quote goes like this: 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones that you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. That's the full quote by Mark Twain. If this is true, and we regret the things we don't do more than the things that we do, even if we fail at certain things, then dreaming big and playing big are not just things we could do or should consider, but things we must do if we want to live an extraordinary, full, magnificent life. As in the long term, small thinking, dreaming small, setting goals below your means, denying that possibilities exist for you, and setting for what's comfortable instead of tapping into courage to live fully can lead you back to a life filled with regret. And that regret may haunt you with things that you shied away from. As Les Brown said, the graveyard is the richest place on earth, because in it you find all the hopes and dreams that were never fulfilled, the books that were never written, the songs that were never sung, the inventions that were never shared, the cures that were never discovered, all because someone was too afraid to take that first step, keep with the problem, or determined to carry out their dream. So not only do small goals not mobilize the effort required to create great things and often become self-fulfilling prophecies, but they can lead us to look back at life filled with regret.